Military's concern at Jesus Gunsight. Coded references to biblical passages are inscribed on gun sights, widely used by the U.S. and British military in Iraq and Afghanistan. It has emerged, or come to light. The markings include 2 Corinthians 4:6 and John 8:12, relating to verses in the books of 2 Corinthians and John. Trijicon, the U.S.-based manufacturer, was founded by a supposedly devout Christian and says it runs to biblical standards. But military officials in the U.S. and U.K. have expressed concern over the way the markings could, should, or will be perceived. The company has added the references to its sites for many years, but the issue surfaced only recently when soldiers complained to an advocacy group. Raised lettering. Versions of Trijicon's Advanced Combat Optical Gunsight, ACOG, are used by the U.S. Special Operations Forces, the U.S. Marine Corps, and the U.S. Army. Many soldiers know of them and are very confused as to why they are there and what it is supposed to mean. Britain's Ministry of Defense has just ordered 480 ACOG sights for use on its new sharpshooter rifles to be used by troops in Afghanistan. Other versions of the ACOG sight are widely in service, the ministry says. The inscriptions are subtle and appear in raised lettering at the end of the stock number. John 8:12 reads, "When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, 'I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.'" The nod to part of the second letter of Paul to the Corinthians, found on the company's reflex sight, references the text, "For God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' made his light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Christ." An MOD spokesman told the BBC the ministry appreciated the biblical references could cause offense and was talking to its supplier, but was not aware at the time of purchase that these markings had any broader significance. Propaganda tool. The U.S. Defense Department is a major customer of Trijicon's, signing deals for $66 million of the company's products in 2009 alone. The U.S. Marine Corps told the BBC they were concerned with how this may be perceived and were meeting with the company to discuss future site procurements. The U.S. Army said it was looking into any potential policy violation. The issue has been thrust into the spotlight by the U.S. Military Religious Freedom Foundation, MRFF, an advocacy group that seeks to preserve the separation of church and state in the military. On January 14th, the MRFF received an email, purportedly or supposedly, from a Muslim U.S. Army infantryman complaining about the markings. Many soldiers know of them and are very confused as to why they are there and what it is supposed to mean. The email adds, "Everyone is worried that if they were captured in combat, that the enemy would use the Bible quotes against them in captivity or some other form of propaganda." The MRFF president, Mikey Weinstein, says the inscriptions could give the Taliban and other enemy forces a propaganda tool. I don't have to wonder for a nanosecond how the American public would react if citations or scriptures from the Quran were being inscribed onto these U.S. Armed Forces gunsights instead of New Testament citations or scriptures, he said. A Trijicon spokesman told the BBC the company has been working to provide America's military men and women with high-quality, innovative sighting systems for the weapons they use. As part of our faith and our belief in service to our country, Trijicon has put scripture references on our products for more than 2 decades. The company states on its website, "We believe that America is great when its people are good. This goodness has been based on biblical standards throughout our history, and we will strive to follow those morals," said the company in a statement. What biblical standards or morals are they talking about? What did Jesus Christ say? Jesus said to love one another, to use no violence against any human, to care about others, to look upon others as they would have you look upon yourself or upon you. Love one another. And to him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other. And him that takes away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy coat also. Give to every human that asks of thee, and of him that takes away thy goods, ask them not again. And as you would that men or humans should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. For if you love them which love you, what thanks have you? For sinners also love those that love them. And if ye do good to them which do good to you, what thanks have you? For sinners also do even the same. And if ye lend to them of which ye hope to receive, what thanks have ye? For sinners also lend to sinners, to receive as much again. But love ye your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again. And your reward shall be great, and ye shall be the children of the highest. For he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Be ye therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful. And love one another, as you would have them love you. No, Jesus did not say to use violence. And is it right that they put scriptures, coded scriptures or whatever, on parts or weapons of mass destruction? Because that's what a rifle or a gun or a rifle sight is. It's a weapon of mass destruction. So, is this right or wrong? Is this good or bad? And the enemy could use this as a propaganda tool. That is a possibility. They could also say that it is a holy war, or it has been a holy war, or it's turned into a holy war. The Taliban or other people or the enemies could say that. And again, there's something much more going on here, something much bigger. This is connected to everything else. And these are more signs to the end times, transition days. There's a huge, great transition going on all over the world. All things that must change rapidly or quickly, and they must change for the better. And there are many signs.